Hey guys, what's up? What's good? How you guys doing? Welcome again to Gossip Life News. My name is Daki, and I'm so happy to be your faces. You can spell my name as Darki, then you know it's double E. Want to say a big thank you to our fans out there for doing what you do. We love you guys so much. You guys have been amazing all through the year. You guys have been with us, the time, consistency, energy, your data subscription. We are saying thank you for all of that. You guys really means a lot to us. Anyways, let's see what the news look like, because today everyone is buzzing. BURNA Boy is buzzing. Protable is the new buzzing guy on the block, because we saw where he linked up with Skepta, and he has been having an amazing round with this guy. Anyways, all of this one, I'll bring them to your space in no time. Like I said, welcome again to Gospel News. We'll begin with BURNA Boy. We saw BURNA Boy has been nominated for the Best International Artist at the Planet Rap 2023 awards for the year. Trust me, we hope that BURNA Boy would maybe bring this one home, or at least bring something back home, because at every point BURNA Boy goes for an award, he is always bringing back an award to the country. So maybe this one would just be that one again that he would bring back home. Moving on, we saw BURNA Boy has now had over 2.5 billion total views on YouTube, and he remains the most viewed sub-Saharan Africa artist on the platform. No wonder he's called the ODG at the time. If you don't know what ODG means, it means Odogu, an African giant. Moving on, we saw BURNA Boy and Bromance Taliban have just surpassed 30 million streams on Spotify. It becomes the third song of the I Told Them album to reach this milestone. The album is barely 3 months, but then 3 songs have just surpassed 30 million streams on Spotify, with City Boys leading the pack on the album. Moving on, we saw BURNA Boy, Fino, and Buju Benson were seen hanging out in Lagos, and they were all vibing to BURNA Boy unreleased song, the one he called Knees and Toes. BURNA Boy has released the snippet before at the point, but then we saw where it was played out in a space where they were in, and we saw the 3 of them all vibing adds to the song. So obviously they would have had the full version of the song, and they all loved the song at the time. Moving on, we have the recent happening guy on the block, which is Protable, Omolalomi, Ika of Africa, Baboon, I Live in the Zoo. All of these awards that are attributed to Protable at the time. We saw where last week we saw Skepta coming out to say he was looking for Protable, he wants to see Protable and all of that. And at the time, Protable was in UK for his tour, so it was easy for them to link up at the time. And just after he said that, we saw where they finally linked up in the studio. Protable and Skepta were seen together in the studio space. Maybe they made a song, maybe they didn't make a song, but all we know is they were in the studio space, seen together and having an amazing time with themselves. Protable was so happy, and then he said, according to him, he said he wanted Skepta to give him a name, as Skepta said he gave him Tony Montana, and Protable said, from today my name will be called Tony Montana. Moving on, we saw Protable hanging out, like I said, with Skepta, and then they went out for the British Fashion Awards, and then we saw Protable staying alongside Big Skepta, and also amazing other guys who went out with Skepta and Protable for the British Fashion Award. He was dressed up in a colored suit, a very amazing suit with the white sneakers, but then this was one of the rarest ways you can see Protable dress wearing a suit, but at the same time he was rapping, because he was not wearing a shirt but then just a suit. The suit came with the trousers and then with a white sneaker. But obviously, we all are happy to see that Protable is also going on the fashion trends and fashion engagements. Just maybe this is one of those big deals in need in his career. Would this open major doors for him? Let's wait and see what coming days will look like for Protable. Moving on, we saw a lot of guys, we saw them leaving the fashion award, and where people tagged them as the new besties. And obviously we saw Big Skepta actually showing Protable massive love at the time, where he gave him the sum of about £20,000, and they gave him in cash, and Protable was so happy, kept that money in the inner pocket of the suit, and then he said that place can contain even 100 million, because Protable is that guy who doesn't love to be ripped, and he packed the money, kept them at the inner pocket of the suit. And because Big Skepta showed him massive love, and that is what we love to see when we talk about African. Mind you, Skepta is also Nigerian, and no wonder if you check his tweets, you see where he speaks pidgin like a lot, but at the same time, he is a very successful person in the UK. And moving on, we saw just at the British Fashion Award, we saw Protable and Tiwa Savage finally linking out like physically. Last time we saw them together was when Tiwa Savage had a voice note sent to him and they were demanding for a verse. But this time they met in person and we saw Protable so happy, hugging Tiwa Savage and all of that. And he has been clamoring for a verse of a song. Just maybe we could have a verse in coming days, either with Skepta or with Tiwa Savage. Moving on, we have Mr. Real guy on the news. We saw Mr. Ray speak on a podcast where he explained that indeed men cry. And this is just to a disclaimer out there where it said that men don't cry, men are strong. And Mr. Ray is saying that's not true because as a man, there are times whereby you want to just cry out some stuff and all of that. So he's saying for him, he thinks men cry and there's no big deal to when a man cry. It just means that when a man cry, that is the highest he can go because if he has cried on a situation, he's done over that situation. Moving on, we saw Mr. Rick come now to say at the time Reminisce taught him a very big lesson where he said he at the point used to reject offers of 500,000 naira to come for shows and all of that. And Reminisce said it's cool you accept those offers because if you think about it, when you rejected those offers, you're in your house and you're broke. So basically, it's cool that it might be small, right? But then it's cool that you come out and you just do it because basically if you don't do it, you're not going to get money and you're going to be in your house doing nothing. So it's better you gain something than losing something. So he's saying, but he said Reminisce taught him that, and from then he started going out for shows regardless of the price, but at the same time it was not an insultive price. Moving on, we saw where it came out to pick on D'banj and Mr. Easy. In his words, he said him and D'banj had a song together. It's a banger at the time, and that was a very big, massive song. And then he said at the time, he really does not have knowledge about what stream and stream numbers were. He doesn't have any knowledge about it. So it was just, he relied basically on D'banj knowledge at the time, and he felt like it was safe in D'banj's hand. And then they did the song, It's a Banger. And then he said, after the song came out, indeed, D'banj paid for his video and gave him 1 million naira at the time. But then, on the song It's a Banger, he did not receive a dime from D'banj. He said after the song came out and he watched some movies and he was saying the song on foreign movies, and he knows that for those movies to have heard the song, they would have paid D'banj, and he said D'banj did not give him a dime. And then he said it won't be bad if D'banj had given him 10 million naira, him and the producer at the time, but then D'banj did not do that. And then he said D'banj does no longer pick his call. He also spoke about Mr. Easy, where he said after the other song Overload at the time, and Mr. Easy gave him 2 more songs which he sang. He gave a verse on the songs and all of that. And then he said on that project he did not receive a dime, not 1 naira for it. All he got was money for according to Mr. Ray, he said he just got money for movement, basically, just to move around, go for locations. But then an actual money for the shoot, he said he didn't get it. Basically, he said there were no contracts. He didn't sign contract. He just went on the song. He did it, and that was it at the time. Mr. Ray said he wanted Mr. Easy to give him a verse of a song, and maybe him or Joe Boy at the time. And then Mr. Easy said Joe Boy was going to do a verse, but then at the time, Joe Boy was set to drop his album. So after the album, he was going to jump on the verse of a song. And then he said that was the last time Mr. Easy made a response to him, because from that moment, he didn't pick his call. He also did not respond to his chat. He basically aired him at the time. And moving on, we saw after all that back and forth, Mr. Davido was set to shoot a video for him with Legbegbe, the Legbegbe video. And then he said he declined because he has been through a lot in the hand of Mr. Easy and D'banj. And then he did not want to suffer the same fate in Davido's hand. He was thinking that could be also another way to rip him, and then he said he doesn't want that. He was going to shoot his video himself, and basically he did not allow Davido shoot that video for him. Moving on, we have Asake as the next guy on the news. We saw Asake, we saw Tyler come now to say she loved crowd vocals. She came out to say she loved Afrobeat crowd vocals, and then she said she loved it because she appreciates and loves the way Asake uses it. And from Tyler, which is presently the hottest girl in Africa at the time, and then she said Asake made her love crowd vocals at the time. Moving on, we saw Asake also coming out to flaunt his girlfriend at the time, supposed girlfriend, and they were seen in compromising position where he was, in quotes, the person called out harassing, touching the girl on her butt, and we saw him flaunting the girl and having pictures while they were kissing together. Moving on, we saw Asake Work of Art and Davido Timeless are joint most streamed album on DSP in Nigeria this year, with Apple Music and Audio Mac, Work of Art leading in those spaces, while Boomplay and Spotify Timeless are the lead in those spaces. So we have it 2-2. Spotify, Boomplay, Davido takes the lead, while Audio Mac and Apple Music, Asake also takes the lead. So 2-2 on the DSPs we have available in the country. Moving on, we saw on Friday, SARS, Asake, and Gunna are going to be coming through with a new music, and we're waiting to see what this one will look like. This will be Asake's first one after I dropped the Work of Art album, and then we are waiting to see what this one will look like in the hands of SARS and Gunna at the time. We saw Gunna sending a warning to upcoming artists, and in his words, he said, as an upcoming artist, it is not cool when you insult people who have made it before you on social media. He said that's wrong because he sees it a lot. He said at the point he had a song with a French artist, and he posted the song on his page, and people came on to insult him, saying, "What are you saying?" But then his thought was like, that song is not for you. It's not for Nigerian audience. It's a French song. So basically, people in France, people in Francophone country will understand, but not you. So why are you insulting me? Then he said he went to his page and discovered that guy was an upcoming artist. And in his words, he said, how will such a person blow? Because you cannot blow when you insult people who have gone ahead of you. Goyamino advises the youths or young artists. Moving on, we saw Oladips coming out to call out Tunde Ednut recently on the live section, where he said he wrote Tunde Ednut to promote his album, and then he said, how much will you charge me on the bare minimum so we can promote the album? Then he said Tunde Ednut read the message and did not respond. But then he said at the time it was announced that he died, Tunde Ednut posted his death post for about 3 days. So why not, if you can do that for 3 days without getting paid, why not also post my album while I will pay you? And then he said, there is no love in the industry. My name is Daki. We'll catch you guys on the very next one.